Hello there, good afternoon to you. If you're just joining me here at LBC, I want to carry on where James left off, really, with the conversation around Jeremy Clarkson's language and message in that Sun article he wrote. I'm not going to read the words fully, but I'll characterise them as we have the conversation. It strikes me that two things that have happened since the full 6 episodes of the Netflix series that Harry and Meghan have made about their lives together, their lives in royal circles, their lives since, their experiences trying to cope with what they say was a torrent, a tsunami of particularly racial hatred, racist hatred towards Meghan and her family, her children included, their children included. That since that documentary, two things have happened. The statement that came through on Friday afternoon when I was on air talking about the documentary from Buckingham Palace in relation to the Lady Susan Hussey and Ngozi Fulani incident, and this piece by Jeremy Clarkson, which I described very deliberately in my opening talk up there as effectively a sexually perverted lynching fantasy of a young black woman. And I think the two things, very different in nature, obviously, but the two things do point towards Harry and Meghan having a case, having a very serious case. And, you know, the Lady Susan Hussey statement proves that they do respond for the protection of others. And the Clarkson hate-filled language that he used in The Sun is just a kind of the sort of ultimate version of what Meghan was talking about. She said at the end of the documentary, or near the end of the documentary, "It's not a game, it's real, I'm real, you're frightening me." And if I read that about me on Twitter, and I get all kinds of gross things said to me on Twitter, but nothing on that scale. If I read that and could identify the person who had said it about me, I'd ring the police. I'd call the police. I'd be frightened by that article. Without a doubt, I'd be frightened. So what flows from this then? I guess at some point we'll hear something from the Sun newspaper, will we? We may hear something from Jeremy Clarkson, who knows? We do know that the press regulator, IPSO, has had more than 6,000 complaints now been made to the press regulator regarding Jeremy Clarkson's column about the Duchess of Sussex. We also know that a few days before the article, the Queen Camilla, had lunch with a number of people, but including Jeremy Clarkson. So you wonder where that particular connection will go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are watching from. Welcome to our channel, where we bring you the latest and most intriguing stories from around the world. Today, we have a special segment that you won't want to miss. We're diving into a recent incident involving the ever-controversial Jeremy Clarkson and the sharp-witted Shelagh Forgaty. Clarkson, known for his outspoken and often polarizing opinions, has found himself in the hot seat once again. This time it's Forgaty who has taken him to task, and her roast is nothing short of spectacular. Stay tuned as we break down the details of this fiery exchange and explore the reasons behind Forgaty's pointed critique. So, sit back, relax, and get ready for an entertaining and insightful episode. Let's get started. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Daily Diaries Friday. I'm your host, Mike. It's great to have you here with us today. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you never miss a video. We have a lot of exciting content lined up just for you. If you enjoy what you see, make sure you hit the like button. It really helps us out and lets us know that you appreciate our content. Share it with your family and friends. Spread the word and let others join in on the fun and information we provide here. And let me know your thoughts in the comments section, because I love hearing from you. Your feedback is invaluable and helps us improve. Stick around, because today's video is going to be amazing. We have a lot to cover and you won't want to miss a single moment. Whether you're here for the latest news, insightful commentary, or just some good old-fashioned entertainment, we've got something for everyone. So grab a snack and get comfortable, and let's dive right in. We promise you an engaging and informative experience. Thank you for being part of our community. Your support means the world to us. Now let's get started. Radio presenter Shelagh Forgaty delivered a scathing critique of Jeremy Clarkson's inflammatory comments about the Duchess of Sussex, characterizing his language as a deeply troubling, sexually perverted lynching fantasy of a young black woman. Her condemnation highlighted the profound racial and misogynistic undertones in Clarkson's rhetoric, drawing attention to the harmful and dehumanizing nature of his public statements. By explicitly naming the racist and sexualized elements of his verbal attack, Forgaty exposed the deeply problematic subtext of Clarkson's commentary, challenging not just his specific words about Meghan Markle, but the broader systemic patterns of discrimination and disrespect often masked as entertainment or opinion. Forgaty's critique extended beyond Clarkson's comments, addressing the wider implications of such rhetoric in media. She emphasized the responsibility of public figures to avoid perpetuating harmful stereotypes and biases. Her analysis underscored the need for accountability in media, urging a more thoughtful and respectful discourse. Forgaty's pointed critique serves as a reminder of the power of words and the importance of challenging harmful narratives in public discourse. In a striking moment of media controversy, Jeremy Clarkson found himself at the center of a fierce public backlash following his inflammatory comments about Meghan Markle, which radio host Shelagh Forgaty characterized as a sexually perverted lynching fantasy of a young black woman. The remarks, which appeared in a newspaper column, crossed lines of decency and racial sensitivity, drawing widespread condemnation for their graphic and deeply offensive nature. Forgaty's critique highlighted the profound inappropriateness of Clarkson's language, emphasizing how such rhetoric goes beyond legitimate criticism and veers into dangerous territory of racial and gendered harassment, revealing more about the commentator's own prejudices than about the subject of his vitriol. Social media erupted with outrage, with many users calling for accountability and demanding consequences for his words. Public figures and celebrities joined the chorus of condemnation, emphasizing the need for responsible speech and the harmful impact of such rhetoric. Community leaders and activists highlighted the broader implications of Clarkson's comments, stressing the importance of combating hate speech and promoting inclusivity. Protests and public demonstrations underscored the widespread disapproval as people took to the streets to voice their opposition. Experts debated the consequences of such inflammatory language, discussing the responsibility of public figures to uphold standards of decency and respect. As the controversy continued to unfold, it became clear that Clarkson's comments had sparked a significant conversation about the power of words and accountability in the media. In a forceful and unequivocal condemnation, radio presenter Shelagh Forgaty lambasted Jeremy Clarkson's remarks about Meghan Markle, characterizing them as a deeply troubling manifestation of racist and misogynistic rhetoric. Her critique went beyond mere disapproval, explicitly framing Clarkson's language as a sexually perverted lynching fantasy that targeted a young black woman, thereby highlighting the insidious nature of such hateful speech. Forgaty emphasized the critical importance of publicly challenging and holding individuals accountable for harmful comments that perpetuate systemic racism and gender-based discrimination, underscoring that silence in the face of such inflammatory statements tacitly enables their continued propagation. She further argued that media personalities have a heightened responsibility to avoid language that can incite hatred or violence, and that apologies, while necessary, are not sufficient without a genuine commitment to change. Forgaty called for a broader societal reckoning with the ways in which media can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and biases, urging listeners to remain vigilant and proactive in demanding accountability from those in positions of influence. She concluded by stressing that true accountability involves not just calling out offensive behavior, but also fostering an environment where such behavior is unequivocally condemned and actively countered. The incident involving Jeremy Clarkson's inflammatory comments about Meghan Markle transcends a mere personal attack, revealing deep-seated systemic issues of racism and misogyny that continue to permeate mainstream media discourse. By invoking such violent and sexually charged language targeting a prominent mixed-race woman, Clarkson not only exposes the persistent undercurrents of discriminatory attitudes, but also demonstrates how public figures can weaponize their platforms to perpetuate harmful stereotypes. Shelagh Forgaty's robust and unequivocal condemnation serves as a critical intervention underscoring the vital necessity of holding influential commentators accountable for their rhetoric and challenging the normalization of racist and sexist narratives that have historically marginalized and dehumanized black women in public spaces. This incident is not isolated, but part of a broader pattern where media figures exploit their reach to reinforce harmful ideologies. The systemic issues revealed by Clarkson's comments highlight the urgent need for a more responsible media landscape. It calls for a collective effort to dismantle the structures that allow such rhetoric to thrive. Media literacy and public awareness are crucial in combating these entrenched biases. By fostering a culture of accountability and inclusivity, we can begin to address the root causes of these systemic issues. The fight against racism and misogyny in media is ongoing, and it requires the active participation of all sectors of society. Only through sustained effort and vigilance can we hope to create a media environment that truly reflects and respects the diversity of our communities. Thanks for watching, Squaddies. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Shelagh Forgaty's roast of Jeremy Clarkson. It's always fascinating to see how public figures interact and the impact of their words. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Your engagement helps us bring more content like this to you. Your support means the world, and it keeps us motivated to create more insightful and entertaining videos. We love hearing your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let us know what you think about this topic. Until then, take care and stay awesome. We'll see you in the next video with more exciting content. Keep being amazing, and remember, your voice matters. Stay tuned and stay engaged.